So adjust yourselves so that your shoulder blades are flat on the back. And if you feel sleepy or dull in any way, then I would definitely bring your attention to your center line, the spine. Because when you feel the spine, it tends to alert the body. So if you feel sleepy or dull in any way, bring your attention to the median line of your body. And then pronate the palms on the roots of the thighs so that you really establish yourself and feel the spine in the middle. This is really helpful if you just feel dull in your mind or even obviously even in your body. The other things that you can do is take the arms out to the sides, turn the palms up to bring the shoulder blades flat on the back. So take a moment as people come in to adjust themselves in a seated posture, in a relaxed but alert state. And generally, we're either too far to the relaxed, dull state or too far to the alert, agitated state. See if you can find the middle. So as people come in, welcome to you all. And just get situated, sitting in an upright, dignified manner, setting aside anything that has preceded this moment, setting aside that anything that comes later. Sense that you're taking an inner bow to being alive and to being present. Appreciative of this time now. And almost what I would say, not almost, but with reverence to this co-created space. Reverent to the reality that you have found a path of compassion, of understanding, of wisdom. And this is a reason for reverence. And see if you can just sit with this sense of reverence now. Unifying the body and the mind. See if you can feel an inner vitality and aliveness. And then silently, you can repeat your own bodhisattva vow, or the one that we've been doing. May I be a boat, a raft, a bridge for all beings to cross the flood. May I be a resting place for the weary. May I be medicine for all who are sick. May I be a lamp in the darkness for those who are lost. May I do so as long as earth and sky and galaxies exist, until all beings are enlightened. I vow to be here to serve them all. Now again, sense this inner vitality, this sense of aliveness. And feel as well that quality of reverence. And then if your eyes are closed, you can gently allow the eyes to open and stretch out your legs. So we're going to start just with one supine posture, and we did it last week. Many of you did it in place of Supta Virasana to open up the frontal groins, because it really does open up the frontal groins, more groins than quads. So I'd like you to do Supta Virasana, and you can start on your back. No need for support. And this is the one which I showed last week as well. You can just simply lie on your back, take Dvipada, since we're starting out with this one. Stretch your legs up to 90, and then hold the ankles, the shins, and open up your groins. And then we'll start, as we always do, arms down by the side, and then we'll take them overhead. Those who want to palm the brick or use a dowel, that's fine. So Supta Swastikasana for the groins. You can show me in profile, or you can have the knees facing the screen, however you want. So we're doing a lesson today. I call it a Shin Centric. We're doing, classic poses. We are going to do, I think, 2 twists. We haven't done revolve triangle and revolve side stretch in a long time, it seems. But I want to focus today on the shins, the shins. So it'll be a shin centric sequence. So now your legs are on the floor. Those of you, if your knees are tender in any way, then scoot the heels further away from your buttocks. And just come to relax with the arms out to the side in Supta, Supine, Swastikasana. We've done this a lot. It's a wonderful stretch for your groins. It's a wonderful posture to do if you've been sitting a lot, along with quasi-jector, which we'll do afterward. That's good, Andrea. Yeah, you can put just, as you've seen me do many times, just put your hands on your frontal groins and sense that window opening top to bottom. And then when you're ready, you can extend the arms overhead without alerting the brain. If you need head support, take it. But see that the arms are on the floor. If they're not on the floor, then decentralize the arms overhead, meaning wider apart, or take a blanket and support the forearms so that the arms are resting. They should not be, it's hard to sustain the arms overhead if they're dangling in midair. Now feel long, 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 long spine as you stretch the arms overhead. Keeping the elbows firm, the arms straight, the eyes, throat, tongue relaxed. Good. Yes, and of course, many of you already did this. Take one hand to turn the skin of the upper arm. Head support is fine so that the cervical spine elongates. Okay, now just hold your wrists or your forearms, your elbows, those of you with more mobility, Lindsay and others, your upper arms. Hi, Peggy. So when we do dog pose, when we do Adho Mukha Svanasana, if anyone is not bearing weight, I'll give you a substitute pose to do. Change the cross. Change the legs. Yeah, you can start with the legs straight again. That would be the very best way so that the knees experience some extension, and then come back with the left in front of the right. And then again, take the arms overhead, touch Urdhva Hastasana, and then you'll do Baddha Hasta. So we're doing this wonderful groin opener because the standing poses will be much more easeful having opened the groin. So for those of you who just came in, we're going to do a mostly standing poses today, but in a way that is very one-pointed, ekagrata, on the shins. And I'll explain that when we get there. And then after you've done Urdhva Hastasana, arms overhead, and Baddha Hasta, changing the cross, then just relax with the arms down by the side. Yes, and when you have the arms very much so like in Shavasana, sense that the back of the arm is elongating. So that actually when the backs of the hands are resting on the floor, it's really that mid knuckle is resting there. And this way the palms are naturally open. So you don't experience kind of this break in the arm, like a free flowing river. That back of the arm needs to elongate as we would adjust the arms in Shavasana. Now, again, for the back and again for sitting, especially most of us spending a lot of time, on the screen. So bend your legs. You can stretch the legs up, back up to Urdhva Prasarita Padasana, and then place the feet flat on the floor. Take the arms out to the side, perhaps a little bit wider than they just were. And then with motion, just go back and forth again to open the groins. So you can feel when you go to when the legs and the knees need not touch the floor, go to the right, that left groin is open. And of course, as you go to the left, the right groin is open. And then just do a few rounds like that. This is also really good for back therapeutics as well. Yeah, the knees can touch or not. And just do a few rounds like that. Good. Now, if you have access to a wall, I'd love you to do supine tadasana with the feet against the wall. Have a belt nearby. We're going to only Supta 1. We'll come back to it after dog pose and Uttanasana. So start with scoot about 14 inches away from the wall. Don't worry if you don't have a wall. I mean, you could always use blocks against your feet. Extend one leg, then the other. Okay, that's good. All right, now take the right knee into your chest. Place the strap across the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, or at the heel, or the back heel, and start where you just were in Urdhva Prasarita Padasana with both legs, one leg at 90. And then just take a look at your leg, your whole leg, but particularly the lower leg. Some of us have the shins bow out more, that outer shin. And we're going to do a sequence, hi Nadia, a sequence today that I call Shin Centric. So if you want to, just hold the strap with your left hand. If I need to show this, so that you hold the strap with the left hand and put your right hand on your outer shin. So I'll just show this, just in case my words. And so the shin on almost everyone bows out a little bit. Just put your hand and wrap the skin, wrap the outer skin flesh toward the back. So you're kind of sucking in the shin, suck in the shin, so that the inner knee and the outer knee stretch evenly. So when we stretch the body evenly, there's samatvam, evenness of body and mind. Now, hold the strap with two hands, with that shin wrapped into the midline, so that it isn't bowing out. And for some people, the shins bow out more, just the shape of the shin, than others. Now begin to move the leg toward you, going beyond 90. Yes. Just sense that that left hand, we're still there, wrapping the shin skin. So you're on your back. You're on your back in Supta Padangusthasana 1, lying flat, and your leg is up. Head support if you need it. Keep the outer shin moving into the midline, so it's sucking in. The outer right hip also moves in. The outer right hip also moves in. We're staying here for a bit of time. Supta Padangusthasana 1 with feet at wall ideally. Pay attention to the right leg rolling in and pressing down, so that the back of your left thigh is absorbed into the floor as much as you can, as much as you can. Keep the side ribs even as the leg moves beyond 90 degrees. Watch that lower leg, outer shin in. So we're using this as a platform now, Supta Padangusthasana 1 with shin awareness, to create a stage for standing poses that require shin awareness. Okay, now release the right leg, go to Dvipada, hold your shins, Dvipada, on your back. Good. Okay, do the same thing with the left leg. Now in a moment you'll extend, that's in Marina to the right, keep the left knee in, that's Ekapada. Put the belt on in the same place, start at 90. And then just to focus your attention on an evenness in opening the back of the knee, the outer knee ligaments, the inner knee ligaments. Hold the strap with just the right hand, put your left hand on your outer shin and roll it into the midline. So your shin is your shin is here. This is your shin, right? And I'm rolling it in. The shin wants to bow out, roll it in to the back of that lower left leg. Suck it in, or you can put your palm against the outer shin if that's more helpful. Then turning the skin, you could do that as well. Okay, and then once you have that outer shin moving in via any of those two or some other technique, hold the belt with 2 hands and move the leg beyond 90, keeping that shin awareness. So some of you know where this is going, I'm sure, in poses like Trikonasana, in poses like Parsvottanasana, in poses like Pavrita Trikonasana. The outer shin is longer and we have to suck it in. And some people's shins really bow out just based on the structure of their shin. You can see it well in this pose and you'll see it in dog pose. You can see it in Padangusthasana and Padahastasana. Keep moving the leg, maintaining that outer left shin in, the left hip moving in, the side ribs even. Just moving the leg, moving the leg. Now it becomes more abdominal. Good. Outer, that's good, Carla. Outer left shin in, outer left hip in, side ribs even. Good. So this is the classic way of doing Supta Padangusthasana 1. We'll try it in a different manner when we repeat it. Okay, now take Dvipada, relinquish the strap, make your body symmetrical, Dvipada. Good. Now let's come to stand at the top of the mat. We'll take the arms overhead and then you'll step or jump, Suki, you can jump back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. But I want you to go to a slightly wider, have the feet for the first dog pose on the outer edges of the mat. Those of you who are not doing dog pose can simply do Utkatasana, where the arms can be on the hips, Peggy, or Elaine, with the arms overhead. You're not going to be in dog pose very long. Okay, so now standing in Samastiti, feet can be apart or together. Exhale, bend forward. Hands can be slightly wider to the outer edges of the mat. Step good or jump back, that's it, Lana. See that your feet are wide to the outer edges of the mat. Now take a good look at your legs, particularly the lower legs. Peggy, you can do Utkatasana as well, because we're going to do Uttanasana down the road. Outer shins in. Arms need to just be on the hips or out to the sides. Yes. Now suck the outer shins in. Just imagine you had a giant rubber band on your outer shins. So the outer shins move in, but the inner knees move away and the inner heels move away. And now Peggy and Elaine can join us. Now you're going to walk the feet toward the hands and take Padangusthasana, hold the big toes with the index finger, middle finger, feet are hip width apart, and bend your legs so you can hold the big toes. Start with a concave back as I'm doing now. And pay attention now as you straighten the legs, pay attention to the inner seams, the inner banks of the legs. So slowly press the feet, lift the arches, draw up from your outer knee to your outer hips as you take the trunk down. So Padangusthasana is feet apart, holding the big toes good, and go down. Now the legs are pretty much straight. See if you can straighten the legs by pressing the feet, lifting the arches, good. All right, now extricate the big toes, place the hands on the hips, and inhale, up you come. Keep the feet hip width apart, raise the arms up, feet are hip width apart, exhale, bend forward, and now one hand at a time, insert your hand underneath your feet, bend the knees so that you get your toes right up against the wrist line. Bend your knees, it'll be easier to insert your hands underneath the feet. Now, stay with this, press the feet firmly into the hands. Now sense your outer legs, just stay with bend, stay with bend. I want you to feel the outer seam of the leg, where the baby finger is underneath the baby toe. So focus on the outer banks of the legs as you slowly press the feet, lift the arches, straighten the legs, and go down from the armpits. So you're synchronizing the straightening of the legs, that's it, Nadia, with the trunk bending forward. This is the very best way to do it. Don't worry about the abdomen on the thighs. We're focusing on the inner seams of the leg in Padangusthasana, holding the big toe, and the outer seams of the legs now in Parahastasana. Okay, and now extricate one hand out. All right, now we're coming back to Supta 1. You can do it again at the wall or not. And let me show what you're going to do. So we're coming back to how we just did it, Supta 1, in the same manner, only this time you're going to turn. I'll show them. Let's see how it's better. I'm going to slightly turn the right foot from being straight on to slightly turned out about 30 degrees. When I turn the foot out, obviously, the outer shin, the skin, envelops naturally because the foot is externally rotated, the leg is externally rotated, the skin, it will foster that skin to wrap around the leg. And then we're going to move the leg in the same way you did in the classic position. So all we've done was slightly turn the foot out, okay? We're doing this so that the outer shin sucks in, okay? So a moment ago, you had used your hand and your smriti, your imagination as well to facilitate that. Now we're actually turning the foot out. So start at 90 again. Turn the foot out from the 90 degree, like I would say 25 degrees. So the heel is in, the toe is out. That's good, Winnie. You're still holding the belt with the right hand. And then again, move the leg toward you with the foot turned out. Now observe when the foot is turned out, it has an effect. So the leg is going toward your right shoulder. It's not going out to the side. It's the same Supta 1 that you all know and love with the foot turned out for the shin, to take the outer shin in. Also notice what it does to the hip, right? You can feel it's almost like an angular, when we do standing poses angularly, it fosters that same action of the thigh bone moving into the hip. For some hip issues, this is really helpful, okay? Now keep moving the leg. So it's the same Supta Padangusthasana. The foot is slightly turned out. Foot is turned out. That's it. Move, but it's same Supta 1, not Supta 2. You're going out to the side. We will do that. Okay, these look good. Just make sure the foot is slightly turned out. Keep moving the leg. Feel the skin drawing. Hi, Mario. Feel the skin drawing back from the knee, outer knee to the outer hip. We're doing this so that the inner knee ligaments and the outer knee ligaments are even, Steven. We want samatvam in the body, an evenness in the body, and an evenness in the mind. Okay, well done. Now, extend that right leg to the wall or not, and then take the left knee in, same Supta Padangusthasana 1 with foot turned out. Foot turned out. Again, very helpful for people who have their outer shins bow out a lot, or helpful for hip issues. Turn out the foot when you're ready, and now begin to move. And we're going to use this as a platform to do the standing poses. Move the leg. Observe the difference in the two sides. Keeping the side ribs even. Good, good, good. That's it. Some of you might find or might notice that for you in this pose, when you're doing the foot turned out, that it's easier to keep the hips balanced, that it's easier to get those indents in the hips. The hips perhaps don't feel as diffuse or bulbous as they do when the foot is tracking in that 90 degrees. So it's just a small difference can make a huge difference in your body and in your mind. Remember to keep the legs straight, inner knee, outer knee, even. That's good, Andrea. All right, now go back to Dvipada for symmetry, and then we're going to decentralize the left leg, and now we are indeed going to do Supta 2, because we're going to get prepared to do revolved triangles. So take Dvipada, hold the shins. Feels good on your back. Dvipada, Pavanmuktasana. On your back. I think by now most of you know these names of these poses, and if you don't, I will. If I see that you're confused, I'll do them. Okay. All right. Now extend your. Actually, put both feet on the floor. Extend your left leg first, then your right. So you're in supine mountain pose, legs are straight. Now, start this way. Take your right knee into the chest, put the belt on. Take your leg back up to 1, and now take the left leg 3 inches out of the median line. So your hips will be balanced. Hold the belt with the right arm. Extend your left arm out to the side. Reach through the inner left arm. Now synchronize turning your abdomen from the right to the left as you take the right leg out to the side. Supta Padangusthasana 2. You're taking the right leg out to the side. The belt is on your right foot. Okay. Good, Nancy. Keep your chest in the middle. Just looking up at the ceiling. Chest should feel like it's in the middle. 2 weeks ago, we spent a lot of time on this pose, Parsva Padangusthasana, standing. So it's that same pose. Good. Look at the foot. See that it's parallel to the floor. And make sure you're opening that groin. Taking the left leg out will help balance the hips side to side. In a moment, you're going to be in this pose in Tita Hasta Padasana, which precedes legs wide apart, Utthita Trikonasana. Now take the leg up. Good. And release the right leg to the wall. Same thing other side. Take your left knee in. Put the belt on, same place. Now decentralize the right leg a little bit, 3 inches, not 2. You don't have to be too far apart. All right, and now extend through your right arm. Now synchronize, turning your abdomen left to right as you take the left leg out. You will be in this pose in a moment from now. Standing in Utthita Trikonasana. Just make sure, some of you I know are taking the left leg now in line with the shoulder. Just make sure you're not closing that groin. So it's true, in the final pose, the foot is indeed lined with the left shoulder, but if you're doing it and closing the groin, then take it a little further away from the shoulder. But be on your median line, as though you were standing now on, that's good, Lubna, on your right foot. And then just take a glance with your eye, your left eye, check in with that left foot. Okay, now take the leg up and extend it. And then bend both legs, place the feet flat on the floor and slowly come up. And now let's just do Samastiti with the feet apart. And I want you to go down, as I'm doing now, and move, take your hands, the palm of your hand, and suck the outer shins in. So if left to your own devices, if your shins bow out, you'll look like that, right? You see the outer shin is making my whole outer leg longer than my inner leg. So I'm taking my hands, as I asked you to do in Supta Padangusthasana 1. I'm taking that shin and moving it to the back, the calf. I'm sucking it in, and observe the distance between that and that. Okay, so as I take the outer shins in now without the use of my hands, I'm still pressing the feet down, lifting the arches up. Kneecaps are lifting, thighs are lifting. So if you need to adjust with the hands as I showed sideways, do so, and then come to stand in Samastiti with the arms down by your side. Suck the outer shins in so that the outer seam of the leg is not like a meandering long river. Most people have their shins bow out. To the degree that they bow out is the degree to which you have to suck in. Suck in. Nadia, that's good. Now, maintain that, bring the feet together. Join the feet. So it was first done with the feet apart. Now the feet are together. Now imagine a giant rubber band or your hands around your outer shins. Suck the shins in, but don't let the inner knees collide. So it's it's a double action. The outer shins pin in, but the inner knees move away, the arches lift, the kneecaps lift, and you know that you're doing it well when there's a buoyancy, a lightness in the pelvic floor. Really good. All right, now from here, jump the feet wide apart into Utthita Hasta Padasana. Utthita Hasta Padasana. Wide legs, wide legs. Now here again, you have to suck the outer shins in. So I like to go down and you have the use of your hands so you're really understanding what I'm teaching. The outer shins pin in. You'll feel like when you pin in your outer shins, I'll say it different ways, that the leg bone is more aligned. So here I'm letting my outer shins bow out. Now I suck in. I imagine my thumb and index finger again on the outer shins and I pin in. And when I pin in at the outer shin, the arches naturally lift. So those of you who actually have flat feet, you also need to pay attention to your outer shins. Okay, now from here, extend your arms, turn the right leg out, turn the left foot in. If you need to have your left foot heel at the wall, do so. And now when you're ready, come into Utthita Trikonasana. We spent a lot of time, I was just going to adjust the camera, a lot of time in Utthita Trikonasana last week. So come into the full pose, head back, chin away from the sternum, full pose. Legs are straight, arms are straight. Use your hand, make sure yes, the hand is lightly on the shin, but make sure when you put your hand on your shin, you're not hyperextending your right knee. We'll do something later that might help. Now inhale, come up, come back to Samastiti, feet together, join the feet. And again, vice-like structure on your outer shins. When your outer shins move in, the arches lift. The pelvic floor becomes buoyant. All right, now bring the hands to the level of the chest, jump the feet wide apart. Go wide because otherwise, as we pointed out many times, the spine cannot elongate. Now again, in Utthita Hasta, which is, comes before we come into the pose, suck the outer shins in. If you want to go down and suck them in with your hands. All right, now turn the left leg out from the root of the thigh, ground the back right heel, and now take Utthita Trikonasana to your left. Move the chin away from your sternum. Make the top right arm an extension of the bottom arm. Unless you have a shoulder issue, then keep the hand on the hip. Andrea, that's good. So that the bottom left side is even with the top. Winnie, I think you can take the hand down a little bit lower so that your bottom left side ribs can be the same length as the top. Okay, and now inhale, up you come. All right, so I think we're going to repeat Trikonasana, but I'm going to have you do it this way. Take a block, everyone. And I want you to have the block so that it's close to your right shin. So let me show you this. So this is my right leg, and I'm putting the block close to my right shin. Now, hopefully, most of you will know which height you'll need it on it. I don't think any of you will need it on the tall side. So right now I have it on the medium side because what I want to do is facilitate some of my right forearm wrist up against my shin, you see? So the block isn't by the toe side. The block, this is my pet peeve, should be by the shin. So I can facilitate the use of my lower right arm to do what? To suck the shin in. So I'm using the right arm, lower arm, to suck the lower right shin in, okay? So if you can arrange your body so that I can see that, that would be great. All right, we're taking Utthita Trikonasana to the right with the usage of the block, probably for some of you on the medium, some of you can be on the low, some of you, Nadia and others, have more mobility and hamstrings. Fingertips on the floor, but again, I want you to use a piece of your bottom arm, lower arm, to address your lower leg. It works beautifully. All right, take the legs apart, turn the root of the right thigh out, make sure the block, good Nancy, is closer to your outer right shin. That's it, Gail, and now go. Utthita Trikonasana 2, go to the right. Use some of your right forearm to touch the skin. Lindsay, that's good, just, yeah. And then revolve the chest away from the floor. Remember, Lana, those of you whose buttocks, Carla, who have the buttock facing to the screen, come on, move the buttock away from the screen and open that right groin the way you did in Supta Panagustasana 2. Lindsay, just make sure that there's no weight hanging on that right hip. Anita, see if you can move the chin away from the sternum. Remember, I want a piece of your right arm in contact with the outer shin in. That's important. Now inhale, up you come. So you can see, in our method, we practice poses again and again with a different focus. Today we're shin centric. Okay, go from Tadasana to Trikonasana to the left, adjust the block so it's closer. It might be lower. Maybe on this side you can put your hand to the floor, right? Okay, Utthita Trikonasana to the left. Carl, use the plank board. Okay, here we go. Utthita Trikonasana to the left. Yes, hand can be on the floor, Lindsay. And Lindsay, just for you, because of that leg, it looks like it's hyperextended. Move the calf to the shin a bit. Calf to the shin, or take another block. Yes, put the other block against the back of the leg. If you're hyperextending, good, that's it, Angie. The foot can be on the block, but you can still use another block or the hand beside your foot. That's good, Andrea. Okay, these look good. Working well. That's it, Lubna. Use a piece of your arm to move the outer shin in. Gail, you could be a smidge wider apart, the legs. Okay. Oh, your inner thigh? Okay. And now, Peggy, that was good. Your side ribs are even. And now inhale, up you come. Lindsay, I think I'm not going to have you do Utthita Parshvakonasana. Why don't you do Virabhadrasana 2? All right, so today with Utthita Parshvakonasana, instead of taking the hand on the inside, guess what? We're naturally going to take it on the outside where the outer shin is. All right, so let me just show this. Lindsay, I think I'd rather have you do Virabhadrasana 2. So the same thing. So you come into Utthita Parshvakonasana from Virabhadrasana 2, which we worked on last week. And now I'm taking the hand down to the floor. And again, my right arm is against my outer right shin, and then the full pose. Some of you will need a block, but remember, in this pose, the right side of your body is basically in line with your right thigh. So I think with this pose, many people use the block and they don't need to, okay? You can show me from the back. Obviously, that would be the very best way, your buttocks from the back. And then I can see, or you can show me, which is even better, with the shin facing forward. So I see that your shin is perpendicular, just the way I am now. You see, this would be actually the best way to show me the pose, where the shin is facing the screen. All right, so let's see it in that manner. Take the legs wide apart. Lindsay, I think you can do Virabhadrasana 2. All right, here we go. Turn the right leg out from the root of the thigh. If there's a block there, remember it's closer to the heel than to the toes. Now bend and form a right angle. Okay, Gail, that's good. You can do Supta 2 with bend to straight, Gail. Okay, now take your right arm down on the outside. Inner knee, make sure your shin that knee doesn't roll in. Inner knee to outer knee. Inner knee to outer knee. Inner knee to outer knee, even more knee to inner. That's a really good angle, Andrea. So the shin is facing me. Same way, Nancy, you've got it. Lubna, good. All right. And now revolve the chest. That's it, Winnie. Turn the chest. Turn the chest. Good, Marina. Turn the chest away from the floor. Use your arm. The inner knee moves to the outer knee, arm into knee, knee into arm, right? They're against each other. The side ribs are against the inner right thigh. And now come back to Virabhadrasana 2. Well done. And up you come. Okay, Utthita Parshvakonasana to the left. That was good. Because we haven't done it with the hand being in this classical position on the outside in some time. All right. Adjust the feet well. Adjust your block so it's closer to the heel than to the toes. And now with the shin facing forward, ideally, come into Warrior 2. And then take the hand down Inner knee to outer knee. Don't let that shin loop. That's it, Lana. Inner knee to outer knee. This is a good way of showing. Inner knee to outer knee with the shin facing me. The shin, that's a good way to do it. That's it. Keep going. Andrea, excellent. Winnie, you've got it. And now revolve the chest. Revolve the chest away from the floor. These look excellent. Okay, and now inhale, come back to warrior two, and up you come. Well done. All right. So that shin facing me was, I don't know, Nadia, if you've used that in teaching classes, but that really worked nicely, because as you all know, in that pose, the inner knee collides, it falls to the median line. So I was really able to see that the shin was perpendicular and that you were indeed turning the inner knee to the outer knee. Okay, let's come back to Samastiti in the center of the mat. And we're doing Parsvottanasana, which I'm sure all of you knew that we would do, because that's the pose I think people think of most when they think of the shin not being aligned. All right, now when you're ready, we're not taking Parsvottanasana and stepping back. Let's do Tita Hasta to glean those outer shins in. Those of you who need blocks, will put them to the right side of your leg, because we're doing full Parsvottanasana. Have them ready just in case you need them. Suck the outer shins in, those of you remaining in Tita Hasta. So I don't want to see the outer shins like long meandering rivers. So I'm sucking the shins into the midline. And there's a rebound action when you do that in the feet and in the pelvis, and you can stand tall. So it's also for the organic body. All right, now turn the right leg out 90 degrees and use your arms to turn the left leg in. So your trunk is facing the right leg. Just see that the right toes are facing forward. Now make sure that you don't and I see this a lot, that you decentralize the leg so much that you lose the compactness in the hips. So if you take your left leg too far out of the alignment and that the right leg is too far away from the left, you will not be able to maintain the compactness of the hips. So see if you can get your right heel aligned with your left arch or heel. All right, now on your next exhalation, bend forward, move the trunk forward, the roots of the thighs back, come into the very first stage where the back is concave, back concave. Now look at your right shin, suck it in, use your right hand, suck the outer shin in the way you did in Supta 1 rather. And now bow down, bow down. Remember Uttanasana. Bow down, release the side walls of the chest down. All right, now come back through concave. Look forward from the bridge of the nose, place the hands on the hips and inhale, up you come. All right, now come back to Samastiti. Feet together, outer shins in. Outer shins in. Jump the feet wide apart in Tita Hasta Padasana. And you know what I'm going to say. Outer shins in. Outer shins in. I'm just using my hands now as a gesture. Arms outstretched. Now turn the left leg from the root. Use your hands to bring the hips in line now. Trunk is facing the left leg. Get that heel to arch alignment or heel to heel alignment. Find those indents. All right, this time raise the arms up to keep the side ribs long. Now, glance at your left foot. The toes are pointing straight on. But watch how in Parsvottanasana, like Supta 1, that outer shin is going to sway out to the left. Suck it in. Just imagine your left hand, just like we did, suck it in, pin it in. And now reach out with your arms to get length. We're doing it slightly different on this side. Unless it bothers your back, then place the hands on the hips. Now suck the shin in. If anyone feels that their knee is hyperextending, then move the calf to the shin. In as well as take that outer shin in. And now bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Now that you can bring the hands to the floor, bow down. Leg is straight. So today we're not using the bent leg method in order to get the abdomen, because sometimes we change it around. That's it, Marina. Go down. Go down. Laying good. Bow down. That's good. Left hip in. Bring that right hip around. Good, Peggy. And now come back to concave. Just touch it, and then place the hands on the hips and inhale, up you come. All right, now we're going to repeat Parsvottanasana, and you probably know what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn the foot slightly out, right foot, then the left foot, to suck the outer shin in, which is just about my favorite way to do it, because my shin bows out a lot. Because look, naturally, I'm not gonna over exaggerate. You look at my lower legs, you can see that they bow out a lot. When they bow out a lot, the weight falls on my inner arches. So I have to really suck in, which I just did. Okay, see the difference between that and that, that and that. Okay, here we go. Parsvottanasana, same setup, same exact thing, only guess what? We're turning the right foot out. All right, so just stay for a second, jump the feet wide apart. Now remember, when the legs are wide apart, you gotta suck those outer shins in. All right, extend your wings. Now turn the right leg out as we did a moment ago. Turn the left leg in, get the heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Now turn the right foot out. The right foot now slightly turned out like we did in Supta 1. So that the toes are not pointing straight ahead, they're at a slight angle to the right. Let's just say 30 degrees. All right, now I'll give you an option either with arms extended up as you did on the left side or with hands on hips, although I would say if you have back issues, keep the hands on the hips and now bend forward. That's it, Elaine, get length. Keep the legs straight though as you take concave, weight there so the foot is slightly turned out. What does this do? It naturally causes that outer shin to move in, right? And then bow down. So it's the same exact pose with the foot turned out and bow in. Some of you will feel that same effect in Supta 1, that femur bone sucking back in. And that's why it's helpful for hip issues. Okay, now place the hands on the hips, inhale, up you come. Same exact thing other side. See if you can keep the legs straight. Samastiti, shins in. Utthita Hasta Padasana, shins in. Left leg out, right leg turns in. Now turn the left foot a smidge out. So if it's a 12 o'clock position, you're going to the 10 position, right? Just to, if you're not following it. All right, now legs are straight though. Start with the legs straight. Good, Andrea. Hips compact because of the heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Now option again, hands beside you at the hips or arms up, go forward. Touch concave. Suck the shin in. You don't have to suck the shin in because the foot turned out is doing that. Those of you, and then the hands are coming to the floor. You're not staying with dangling arms. Carla, that's it. Now go down. Finish the pose. Good, Elaine. Finish the pose. Marina, that's good. Foot is slightly turned out. Parsvottanasana. Parsvottanasana. And now place the hands on the hips or come back through concave and inhale, up you come. All right. Now from here, we're going to do it one more time. We'll turn the foot out, get the shin to move in, and then we're going to come back to the facing forward, the classical position. So turning the foot out basically is triggering that outer shin to move in, and then you'll maintain what you've gleaned with the foot pointing straight on. Okay, so here we go. Last time, final one. All right. Stand in Samastiti, outer shins in. Jump the feet apart, Utthita Hasta Padasana, outer shins in. I'm just taking a short amount of time to go through the pertinent instructions. Now, again, turn the right leg out 90. Use your arms to turn the left leg in. Get that heel to heel alignment or heel to arch. Now, look at the right foot, turn it out. We'll say from the 12 o'clock position to say the 2 o'clock. Bend forward. Take the first stage, Parsvottanasana. First stage. Outer shin is naturally moving in. Now go down, and now look at the foot and turn it back to 12 o'clock. So use that interim turn. That's it, Marina. The foot was turned out, now it's facing forward. Now it's facing forward. Now to come up, let's bypass concave. You've gone down, place the hands on the hips, keep the legs straight, inhale, up you come. Good. All right, feet together again. Shins in, shins in, shins in. Jump the feet apart. Utthita Hasta Padasana, shins in, shins in. I'm just using my hand as a gesture. Okay, left leg turns out, legs are straight, poker stiff, use the arms. These are quick, short, succinct instructions. All right, again, option arms up, not if you have back issues or hands on hips. Exhale, bend forward. Now turn the foot out, turn the foot out to that 10 o'clock position. Go down. Okay, now once you're down, turn the foot to face forward. So you wind up in the classic position with the toes facing straight. Good, Marina, I can see. That's good positioning of the camera. And go down, go down. All right, now to come up gracefully, bring your hands on your hips. Keep the legs poker stiff and inhale, up you come. All right, now we're going to use that pose as a platform to do much harder pose, Pavrita Trikonasana. Okay, so we'll do it in its more classic way, and then I'll show you like Trikonasana to do another way. All right, have a block to the right side, block to the left side. Most of you will need a block. Nancy, if you want to, if anyone has had great success in this year, 19 months of doing revolved triangle with the chair seat, that's fine too. All right, so here we go. Let me take you through this. All right, join the feet, join the feet. Suck the shins in. So I like to make gestures as I'm doing now because that's how I just do my postures. So I'm sucking my outer shins in. Of course, you could go down there, whatever helps you get the actions. I did it this way, I showed you. I had my palms, right? So don't let this is outer shins are bowing out, long outer banks of legs. Now I'm making them samatvam, even. All right, jump the feet wide apart. Jump the feet wide apart. All right, now you're going to turn the root of your right leg out. And again, use your arms to turn the left leg in so your trunk is facing forward. Block would go, once again, against that outer right shin. Now extend your left arm forward. Your right leg is, we're starting with the right leg, your left arm is reaching forward. And now on your next exhalation, reach out and aim the left arm against that outer right shin. So a piece, remember what I said in Trikonasana, a piece of your outer left forearm is touching your outer shin, and use your forearm to suck the outer shin in. It works beautifully. Now turn the chest. These look good. Now when you can't turn anymore, extend the right arm up, make the right arm an extension of the bottom arm, but don't let that right hip move out of the median line. Suck the right hip in. Okay, these look good. Now to come up gracefully, reach out with the left arm, grounding through the back heel, and inhale, come up. Well done. Change sides. Have the block closer to your outer left shin. This works really well. So we use that Trikonasana the way we did it the second time, having a piece of your forearm touching your shin to suck it in so that the front leg doesn't bow out. It works quite well. So you have shin awareness. That's it, Nancy. And now taking the legs apart, shins in, turning the left leg out, right leg in. All right, now you're extending your right arm. It's opposite arm, opposite leg. Ready, go. All right, extend through the right arm. And let that right arm, see that your right arm, you're touching that outer right forearm against the shin. Press the arm into the shin into the arm, and revolve the chest away. Keep the hips skinny, compact. You'll get more turning power. Now, I didn't say this on this other side. Since you're reaching down with the right arm, reach up with the top left arm to turn some more. Reach down with the right arm, like you're almost like taking out some garden vegetable from your garden. Now reach up with the top arm so that your chest nadia faces that Soji screen. Good, Gail. Okay, now press the back heel down, inhale, up you come. All right, I think some of you, since you're getting a little tired, let's lie flat on the floor. We'll just take a slight detour here, slight. All right, let's do this. Take your belt. So I hope, this first hour or so, that the poses that we did with that Shin awareness not only helped you to make the pose effortless, but helped you feel the organic body, the hips compact, and the pelvis light. All right, take your belt, and we're going to do Ekapada Parvatasana, where you're going to cross your right leg over your left. So I'll show this. We've done this quite a bit. So I maintain my median line. I'll hold, my right leg is up. I'm holding with my left hand. I maintain the median line as I take the right leg to the left. But remember, when you cross the right leg over to the left, the inner thighs have to resist away from each other. Okay? All right, so you're lying flat. You can do the orientation that I did with the legs facing the screen, which is ideal for this posture. That's it, Elaine. All right, take the leg to 90. Wait there. Hold the strap with the left hand, pause. And then just glance at your outer right shin. You want that samatvam, which in Sanskrit means evenness, in the inner bank of the leg, the outer bank of the leg. All right, now hold the belt with your left hand. Establish the median line of your body, which is what we have to keep as we now address the moving right part to the left. Yes, if you need to, you can take a belt and put it in your inner thigh and resist the inner thighs away from each other. Resist. That's it, Nadia. Inner right thigh is moving away, so the groins don't crisscross. The inner right thigh is moving away from the inner left thigh, or you could say that the groins stay on their respective planes. You can see how the left leg crosses over just a little bit in order to, well done, stay on the median line. Okay, now try this. Just bend the right leg in its airspace. Just bend it. Notice when you bend it, how the right thigh comes closer to the chest. That's a function of bending the leg. So you're bending it in the airspace. Don't take the heel too close into the right ischial tuberosity though. And now re-stretch the leg. Re-stretch it. So now the right leg is back to its straight position. When we do that again, just bend it. Yes, that's it. See how the right thigh has come closer to the chest when that right leg is bent. Now begin to strain the leg through the core of the right heel. This is really wonderful preparation for not only revolved triangle, but revolved flank stretch. Well done. Okay, change sides. Those was good. All right. Lubna has left, so I don't have to badger her with her left leg. Okay, left leg comes in. Well done. Left leg comes up, 90. Now find the median line. Just go like this. Find your median line. You can, if you had another strap, you could do something, like this. You're on your median line. You're on your median line. All right, now the left leg is up. You're holding it with the right, and then you're taking the left leg toward the right. Stay on the median line. Move your inner left thigh away from your inner right thigh, especially if you have any sensation in the left groin. Then, of course, another belt would be ideal in your inner left thigh, pulling the inner thighs away from each other. Now, same thing. Bend the leg a little bit. Notice, good, Marina, how now the leg is closer to the chest, which is good. And now extend the leg, make it straight through the core of the heel. Make it straight through the core of the heel. And then you can repeat that one more time, resisting, that's it, the inner left thigh away from the right. So the groins, we say, don't crisscross. They remain on their respective planes. Well done. Okay, these look good. All right, let's just take this again, so if the energy, this will be good. Let's do Pravrita Parshvakonasana. We haven't done it, and I won't use the chair because I did it many times that way. But have the orientation, everyone. So I'll show you the very best orientation. So I'm coming into a lunge position. This is my right shin. And I have the orientation like this. So I want to see your right shin. And then I'm going to take the opposite left arm up and over my outer right thigh, lengthen the tricep, let me just show, and hand will come to the floor, ideally. If the hand doesn't come to the floor, be on fingertips. If you can't get the arm to the floor, then obviously the low side of a brick. And then we're going to lift the back left leg up. So have your, if you can face me, so I see frontally your right shin, because so much of this work has been today about the shin. All right, so you're in this orientation to the screen. All right, right leg is in front. I'll just mirror image. Pronate your palms flat on the root of the thigh and get the skin to the bone. Watch the inner knee. I don't want to see anyone's inner knee falling to the floor, right? Inner knee to outer knee. Trace a line of the skin, draw it back, outer knee to outer hip. Now, take your left arm up. I'm just mirror imaging you. And now exhale and lift your abdomen up and over. So we're beginning the turn from the ground up. And then lengthen that left arm as I'm doing mirror imaging you so that my hand, your left hand, will indeed touch the floor. Lengthen the tricep. All right, now your left side of your abdomen is engaged on your right thigh. Now quickly tuck the back toes under and raise the leg up. That's it, Lana. So the chest is facing the opposite wall. Chest, if you use the block, that's fine, but don't let the outer shin, Carla, bow out. Keep that outer shin sucking in. Yes, press your arm into that knee as much as the knee goes into the arm. This is putting it all together. Now drop the leg to the floor. Well done. And change sides. So you can see this shin is very important. We don't want it to roll in. We don't want the outer shin to bow out. We're keeping the shin perpendicular to the floor. Okay, change sides. Left leg in front. I'll mirror image. Pronate the palms. Take the skin to the bone. Suck the outer skin of the knee to the hip back. And then opposite arm, it'll be your right arm. Sharp exhalation. Lift up and over. So you're coming now into the twist from the ground up. Use the other arm to lengthen the tricep so you can get the hand to touch the floor. If it doesn't have to be flat palm, it can just be the fingertips, or put the block in there. But have the block closer to the heel side, Lana. Closer to the heel side. Don't let this shin bow out, but don't let the inner knee turn in. I want to see everyone's shin facing forward. That's it, Carla. Now, once you can't turn anymore, then lift the back, come up on the ball of the back right foot. Well done. Maintain the turn. Good, Nadia. And then those who can, who don't have shoulder issues, can extend. I know it's a lot. This is a challenging pose. We'll work on it. Good, Andrea. Head back. All right. Now, come down, everyone, onto that back, Marina, good, knee. And just, this will help you. So you can see any kind of twist, the organs inside feel twisted as well, because that's what we're doing. So just to aerate out your cells, and this will feel good, bring the soles of the feet together and do Supta Baddha Konasana, just what I call for aeration, aeration. You'll enjoy this from the organic body. And then I want to teach one other thing, which I haven't taught really. Let's see where we go. Soles of the feet, good, Carla. And use this, do Supta Baddha Konasana flat for the organic body. Don't worry about getting the knees to the floor. This is for the organic body, good. Yes, the hands can be on the roots of the thighs, Andrea, that's fine. Just relax. Feel the difference between what you just did, revolved flank stretch, Pavrita Konasana, and this pose from a sheer organic point of view. So I'm giving you a bit of a rest here after Pavrita, but then I want to teach two more things in regards to the shins. So, you may not have ever considered, I've taught some of this before, the sucking of the outer shin in, perhaps not a whole class on it. But it's nice to do a sequence from one part of the body, be it an anatomical part or even from an organic, like from the liver. And this is how our method works. So today we were shin centric in these poses. And see also how we used a part of our bodies, another part, the inner forearm, to facilitate that outer shin. Okay, so take another minute to rest, and then we'll do another standing pose. One more in which you can observe your own shins. Now, ideally, Prasarita Padottanasana, we have there's a piece of equipment called a sleigh, which boxes in your feet, or one, of course, we don't have access to a trestle or everyone, where you block in your feet. But I want you to imagine that. Okay, so the way you could get that is just say you have a corner of a room, and because I can't get my left foot in the corner because the room wall is too long, but I certainly can get my right foot in the corner, right? And then I could switch it so I'm here in the corner of the room, that my left foot enjoys it. So I'm taking one foot at a time to experiencing that outer shin in. This is a way of doing it. And if you don't have a corner of your room, don't worry about it. Then you just have to hear my instructions. So I'm going to put my right foot in the corner. All right. And then I'm going to bend forward into Prasarita Padottanasana. Now, make no mistake, your legs don't have to be at the wall. In fact, it's hard for people to do it. So I'm just going to box myself right foot in at the corner here. And then I'll turn myself around and do the left leg. So if you have access to that, fine. If you don't have a corner, then you can't do it. And then you're just going to do it with the same instructions in the middle of the room. All right. So this is Prasarita Padottanasana that you all know, either freestanding or with right foot in the corner. And the reason for doing it that way is that you have access to the outer edge of the foot and the outer shin to move in. If you don't have the corner, don't worry about it. Simply place the hands on the hips, bend forward, and take the concave position like we did in Parsvottanasana. The legs don't have to be at the wall, against the wall. It's just the foot. All right, now walk your hands back so your upper arm and lower arm form a right angle, and take the head down. So for some of you, if you have the legs at the wall, this will be impossible to take the head down. All right, keep the outer shins moving in. Okay, now walk your hands forward. Inhale, up you come. Those of you at the corner, change so your left foot enjoys the corner. Others of you just stay in the middle. And then I'll show one other thing. So you really just need a corner of a room to do this, all right? And there's a piece of equipment, like a sled or the horse in which you're blocked in, where you can do the 2 feet at the same time. I would come away from the wall just because it'll make your life a lot easier to take the head down. Okay, block in the left foot. But imagine the right foot was also blocked in, which you just felt a moment ago. Now, those of you freestanding, just imagine your outer shins again. Suck the outer shins in, bend forward, take the concave. And now walk your hands back to your heels, take the head down. Ground of the head down, ground of the head down. So this is Prasarita Padottanasana, second stage. And then I'm going to show you what we call Baddha Hastasana, where you're holding the ankles. All right, come up. All right, now this one, and this kind of brings us full circle, is we're holding I like to start with my outer shin. So I suck, again, using my hands to suck the outer shins in, and then I'm traveling my hands down to my outer ankles, and I take the head down to the floor or to the block. So this is called Hasta Gopasana. All right, so now you can come freestanding. You'll use your hands to take the outer shins in. You're bending forward. And then use your hands in the same way we did all morning. That's it, Nancy. Take that skin, wrap it to the back that back where the calf is, the outer shins roll in, and then track the hands further down to the ankle, hold the ankles, and now good, Lana, take the head down. You can lift the elbows up, away from the floor. Good, Nadia. That's it, Andrea. Outer shin. Now the hands facilitate the outer shins in. So this Hasta Gulpasan is as if, Nadia, you had that sleigh there or the trestle there. That's really good pose, Peggy. Well done. And now inhale, up you come. Now again, for symmetry, take dog pose. The first dog pose we did, the feet were wide apart. This time, do the feet together. Peggy, Elaine, you can do Uttanasana, feet apart and then feet together. All right, so at the top of the mat, arms up, exhale, bend forward, jump back to dog pose. This time, the more classic way with the feet in line with the hips. If you're not doing dog pose, simply do Utkatasana. Elaine, that's fine. Hands on hips or arms up. Okay. Now feet together, suck the outer shins in. Two legs like one. Evenness in the legs, evenness in the mind. Okay, Peggy, Elaine, you can join us now. Uttanasana, feet together. Dog pose, people, walk your hands back to your feet. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Now this time, and this is very special, take your hands to your outer shins in, pin them in, wrap that skin to the back of the calf, and then take the hands down to the back of the heel and go down. Now use your entire forearm, again, just like I showed at the back calf. That's it, Lana. Use your whole lower forearm to move the calf to the shin after you've wrapped the outer shins in. That's it, Nadia, and go down. Marina, good. As you go down, lift the backs of the thighs up. Go down, but keep the backs of the thighs lifting up. Employ your arms. That's it, Suki. Wrap the calf flesh around the shin. And then you're placing your lower forearm. Use your hands to accomplish all those tasks. So you need, instead of holding in this way as you're doing the front, I'm asking to take the hands to the outer shins, roll in, and track the hands to the back of the leg. Lana, can you show? All right, that's it. Go down. That's it, Peggy. Now straighten the legs. That's it. I want the hands on, not the thumbs on the front. The whole palm. You're using your hand. The hands are now in the back of your leg. That's it, Lana. And now go down. Tip forward. Tip forward. So the buttocks are now left behind. That's it, Nadia. So your arms are against the calf after you've rolled the outer shin in. Well done. Now place the hands on the hips. All right. Now everyone, Paschimottanasana. Last pose. Feet together and go forward. If you need a block, 2 blocks beyond your feet, or if you want a bolster. So we've taken this theme to many, many poses, the outer shins in. Now the legs should feel even, right? In Paschimottanasana. Marina, that's fine to bend. I'm fine with you starting with the legs bent and then scrubbing the heels away. The main thing is that you're doing Paschimottanasana in a way that the evenness in the side ribs and the legs. Those of you who haven't bended, you can also sit on the chair. When you take some height underneath your pelvis, Nancy, that's good to reach out to the seat of the chair. Carly, you can work with the bolster in that manner. It's fine. You can say hello.
Yeah.
So we have Jackson's going to say hello to you all.
I thought I was going to answer.
Yeah, right here you can say it because otherwise people leave. All right, come into Paschimottanasana and then I'll get them on the screen. All right, so come in. I want to see Paschimottanasana. That's good. Carlos, that's a good way to show it from the side. Lana, good. I want to work on this pose some more on Friday. Okay, and now inhale, up you come. So you can see there's Marina and Andrea.
Where's
Nita,
Nancy?
and there's Nancy and
Hi,
Winnie and
Nancy.
Suki. There's Elaine from Kisses, Lana.
Jackson, looking good.
Hi, Nancy. Good to see you.
Gail is on the red mat, Carla. Peggy.
Oh, that's Grady's mom, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hi.
Grady's mom, Peggy.
That game last night, Jackson?
What's that?
Did you watch that game last night?
No, I didn't. I'm a terrible fan.
You are.
He went to the marathon though.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Nice to see you.
Good to see everyone.
There you go. All right, ladies. So now we're going to do Shavasana. If you do want a chair, great. I will say that what could be nice, and Marina, I know you like this, is to really come full circle, belt your outer shins with the lower leg on the seat of the chair, Marina. You know, the outer shins, yeah. So this is what I'm talking about. You'll have the belt. Just to come full circle with this shin-centric awareness. Just put your lower legs on the seat of the chair and have a nice, 14-inch loop or so on the outer shins, just as we alluded to all morning. And so I'm belting my outer shins so they don't bulge outward, okay? But the feet are apart, you see? So the same chair Shavasana that we do, but the belt is on the outer shins. Some of you will need this more than others, but it's always a good thing even if your shins don't bow out. It also can help the back. Okay, so when you're ready. And because I alluded to it earlier, adjust your arms, put your hand on the back of the armpit and elongate the skin at the back of the arm so that when you extend fully the arms, there's one continuous line of the arm. You can also start with the arms slightly bent, palms facing, lengthen the outer armpit to the elbow and then extend one arm. It's the way Iyengar describes coming into Shavasana on light on pranayama. And then when you have that unbroken line from the back of the arms, the hands actually do rest on that, the hand will rest on that mid-knuckle and the palms will remain open and relaxed. Now, if you feel that the spine is sleeping on the floor, then just kick that dorsal spine in a little bit, just a little bit. That's the energy. So your armpit chest feels full. And if you were to take an inhalation, it would enliven your chest and also prevent you from going to a sleepy, dull state. So enliven the chest in such a way, not to enliven the brain, but oftentimes we come into Shavasana and our spine begins to round. So kick that dorsal spine in, maintaining the length of the upper arms. And then let loosen the legs, especially those Carl and others that have the legs on the bolster. Those of you who belted in your shins, feel how there's that containment of the outer shin. So it's not that meandering river that often it is, especially when the outer shins are large and bow out. Find the median line of your spine in the same way we did at the very beginning of the class to establish presence of mind and body beyond that median line. And attune yourself to presence, to the here, to the now, setting aside a list of things that need to do, would do, should do, or could do. And then if it's helpful to shift to the coming and the going of the breath, that's fine. Breathing in through the nose, know that you're breathing in. Breathing out through the nose, know that you're breathing out. And if the mind is getting sleepy, the body's sleepy, the mind dull, and go back to feeling the median line of the body, central spine. See if you can rest in the here and the now. Perhaps now sensing the body opening up, becoming more porous, opening up to everything and everyone. Leaving nothing and no one behind. After asana practice, the prana, the life force, but also the wisdom, the intelligence, the prajna, runs freely and easily. We've intelligized the body through the Shin Centric sequence, so intelligence and prana flow freely and easily. And the body does experience that spaciousness, that quality of being porous as it opens up. There's less tendency to resist or push away. And this is, of course, how yoga is transformative. Now, I think today I might have you go prone, really, in child's pose, if you're able to, or you feel that's what you want to do, just to have that quality of involution. You can do child's pose, which often helps after shavasana, really reins that sort of the residual things that are still perhaps closed down, where there hasn't been a complete involution. Coming into child's pose with your head or your chest resting on something can complete that involution. That withdrawal of the senses, feeling, as Patricia likes to say, of being in your own cave. See if child's pose is helpful. And if it's not, then don't worry about it. There's something about child's pose that really reins the body and the mind. It can also be very helpful at the beginning of the class. When you want to begin that process of